This is how it is today on Pop Culture Minefield. This is how it is today. This is how it is today on Pop Culture Minefield.
Skibbity, 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 spin. Stop! Hammer time!
It's hammer time.
Oh my
Love
god,
it.
I haven't seen that in a while.
Fucking hate that. Get
You need
over
to
it.
start the week game, Martin. It's the rule.
That's the rule. And the new rule that the minute Sandra Hammerslag shows up in a chat, we immediately play Bakalaka Street and I'm So Runry. That way he can't request it.
Oh, he
Yeah.
will keep doing it. No,
No,
Don't worry.
we told him one time a show. It's now I think we should do it to welcome him to the show. And what's he gonna do?
keep asking for it.
Let's see, and we'll keep ignoring it. See who's all here. Snort's here. Slasher Fred, Gambit.
Yeah. Only those three have written in the chat. So if you're lurking, let us know.
But then I'm not lurking. I'm only lurking when I don't let you know I'm here watching. That's what weird people do. Well, my taste is quite partial about it.
I take a break lurk on shows that I like. I say, I'm here, but lurking.
I like the film because the director really made it a point to do homages to the original 33 film by Willis O'Brien.
And the 78 too. I mean, the meeting in aboard the ship, that was straight out of Con 78.
I know I've seen the episode. I don't remember it, but I saw somebody had posted photos from it. I thought, oh, it's cool. I forgot he was also in that. I knew he was in the Twilight Zone because that episode that he did where he's deaf is one of the most memorable episodes of Twilight. I mean, just a fantastic story. Put that back up, please. I was about to read that.
There you go.
That was the same classic. The Birds came out year. Okay. Gambit. I was a big fan of that show, and the show made me a big fan of Alfred Hitchcock, which is what made me love his movies so much. Boy, when you hear what he did to Tippi Hedren in The Birds, he fits right up there with asshole directors like Stanley Kubrick.
I was about to say, I knew that name was coming next. Yeah.
Yeah, Kubrick, the way he treated Shelley Long, or not Shelley Long, Shelley Duvall on The Shining, isolating her, telling nobody to be nice to her, or I should say, telling everybody to not be nice to her, to be rude, ignore her. It got her such a wreck that clumps of hair started coming out. And it's on camera showing her pulling clumps of hair out and showing him. It wasn't like she was yanking it. She just ran her fingers through her hair. She goes, look, you know, he didn't care. He wanted a performance from her and wanted her in a state of mind. And I'm like, that is an asshole. It doesn't care about her well-being.
I think we've heard pretty much horror stories about every great director, though. Every great
Well,
director, it's almost like they have to be assholes in some way, shape, or form.
Nicholson never said a negative word about Kubrick,
Really?
except for the fact that he would never work with him again.
I think that's
That
pretty
should tell you everything you need to know.
He did all these nice things, but I'll never work for him again.
Right.
And the reason he wouldn't work for him again was he kept making them do so many fucking takes. And he did not like that. He thought it was unprofessional to do that to the actors. You know, because what Kubrick wants is the performance in his head.
Mhm.
And he won't tell you how to get to it, but he'll keep making you do take after take to get to it. Which reminds me of the kind of people I refuse to work for. People who will tell me, well, I don't know what I want. I only know what I don't want. And then I look at them and I'm like, you're going to be a nightmare to work for. In the original Jurassic Park, in Malcolm jokes, what do they have in there? King Kong? Yeah. And of course, both movies have Sam Jackson. And he gets killed in both films. Sam Jackson.
Mm-hmm.
I was a little let down that he doesn't have a character arc. It's like him being exactly the fucking same at his death made me angry, because they had an opportunity for his character arc to realize what he did and that he needed to
atone,
change his ways.
Yeah.
Well,
And
Captain Ahab doesn't have a redemption arc, and he is Sam Jackson character. Packard is Captain Ahab.
well, yeah, he's Captain Ahab, but still, I would have preferred him not, as a soldier, to have not died a fucking asshole.
Well, you have, I get what you said, but I see that Slave Cook arc is that arc for the people, for the audience.
The slit coat is
Slave Cook, the kid. The kid, he starts backing up, supporting the colonel, but at the end, he's the one who changed the.
Well, yeah, he has a huge character arc. You see that, and the only one who doesn't have a character arc is that commander.
Mm-hmm.
You know, the thing is with Ahab, they were trying to tell a story. You know, Melville was trying to tell a story about religion, and so therefore the theme of the story is more important than the character arcs. In that story, every character is pretty much the same at the end as they were at the beginning, including even Ishmael. Ishmael, what it is with that story in particular is they all experience the same ordeal. Some live, some die. Most die.
Well, there's one little arc in Moby Dick. Quick stop.
Quick.
He at the end, when he saves his own life, he changes his stance, because he was, if I die, I die. No, at the moment of truth, he tried and in fact saved his own life.
Are there any other comments I should go over?
Not yet.
Come on, guys, get your coffee.
right?
Game going,
Wake
man.
the hell up.
Yeah,
Dude,
come on, chat.
what I love about this movie is it was the first time I saw Kong not freaking die. Thank you very much.
Right? Appreciate that.
There are so many great homages in this film to Kong's, the original film itself. And yeah, there's that scene, but really he wanted to give a big nod to Willis O'Brien in this film. And so there are certain things that occur that happen specifically as nods to, like, there's that moment with the T-Rex that happens with the what do you call them? The
Skull crawler.
skull crawlers. And when he tries,
Almost do it. Almost.
and I
got
thought
it.
he was going to do it. I'm like, oh my god, are they going to do it? Are they going to do it? And it's like it slipped. It's like fuck, because I wanted him to go out that way. But then again, the person who did do it, or character, is Godzilla. Godzilla did it twice, and I fucking love it when Godzilla does it. Kong isn't quite there yet because this is technically juvenile Kong. He's like 45 years younger than what he appears in the Godzilla films.
No, 45? Yeah.
Yeah, what I would probably put him at is anywhere from late teens all the way up to 30. That 10-year gap between 19 and 29 is how old he is in this story.
He really
Which
appears
is, well, I've still got more to say,
Okay.
which I think is connected to the soldiers, because the average age of the American soldier in Vietnam was 19. So go ahead, buddy. What you were going to say, Martin?
No, I think he ages biologically slowly, because we saw him the first time in 1944, and he has this same face. Now, that could be an effect of the island because oh my god,
Because they don't age. Remember that?
yes, and it may be some kind of radiation emanating from the portals to the
Well, it may have
Hollow
that
Earth
connection,
dimension.
as we learn in the last film,
Mm.
that they came from the
Yes,
middle
from
of the
that
earth,
dimension. They
and
may
so
not be
therefore
entirely human.
it may be whatever is down there that is still in them when they come up here, because you notice it doesn't
Mm.
impact what's his name, John C. Riley.
Yes.
John C. Riley. Yeah.
His character ages normally.
My favorite character in the show.
Oh fuck, man, he has some of the best lines in this movie.
Yeah,
I swear to God.
he's my second favorite.
Oh,
I also think that they dubbed his voice at the beginning. When you hear him yelling when he's young, that is not that actor. That's John C. Riley's voice. And I thought that was funny that they're saying that this poor guy got stuck with that fucking voice as a young man. I'm like, well, that's true, because John C. Riley was young once too, and he had that fucking voice. He's always had that voice that sounds like a Muppet.
Marlowe
Like-
is his character. But my favorite character in the whole shebang was Cole. I like he was so nonchalant
Don't-
about everything.
Oh,
The guy that sacrifices himself with the grenades.
oh, it's so fucking sad, because you're like, what a great idea. Oh, that didn't work at all.
Now
Because
that guy had a hell of a grip, because he was hit by that tail and he didn't let go of the grenades.
Oh, what's this?
But yeah,
There was a Scooby-Doo episode called Never Ape an Ape Man, in which Mystery Inc. is investigating a strange ape man terrorizing a movie set.
nice.
question.
I don't remember that. Was that any?
And they'd have gotten
original
away with it if it wasn't for those darn kids.
meddling kids?
Those
Now,
meddling kids.
Did
Yes.
they ever charge all the people they help solving
You,
those
you
mysteries?
see them get arrested sometimes.
No. I mean, if they charge the people, did they pay them?
I'm. They
Good.
don't stick around for it. The show ends with them, and sometimes the cops are there to take them into custody. That's it. That's all you get. They don't want to get into the doldrums of a long court case where Mr. Inc. has to show up as witnesses to this old man
Yeah,
Smithers
Dude,
and what he did.
they do have expenses. I mean, they need food for the whole gang. They need gas. They need.
Yeah, they never explain how they make money.
Come on.
They
we
need the
know how
money.
they make money.
They
Come
need the
on,
gang.
they sell
the-
drugs, man. Come on, you know what's
no,
going on with that van.
no,
No,
the drugs are
no.
for Shaggy and Scooby. That's all. That's
Shaggy's selling drugs. I'm telling you.
no. He's
I'm
buying
telling
them.
you
the money.
that they whore out the dog.
To the
Dude,
the
no.
vicious underbelly of the bestiality world. Yes, yes.
I saw every episode of that Slasher Fred. I have them. So I don't know, man. I must have seen it. I just don't remember it.
My favorite one is the spaceman with the skull and the flashing dome
I'll be
helmet.
back.
That is my favorite one, dude. So awesome.
My favorite was in the second series where Batman, they started meeting like celebrities and
Yeah,
shit.
they had crossovers.
Batman
with
and Robin.
Scooby-Doo. Yeah. Mhm.
So it's weird. You've got Casey Kasem doing Shaggy and
Yep.
Casey Kasem doing Robin.
Yep. Pretty
It's
well.
weird.
Casey Kasem did a lot of cartoon voices. Yeah.
They were all pretty much Casey Kasem.
Yeah, you could recognize him 100 miles away.
Yeah,
Yeah,
it's like,
it's
his
ridiculous.
voice is so distinct.
Mhm.
But what I loved is the way he did Shaggy was so cool. And that later, what's his name from the movies, the 2 live action movies that James Gunn wrote, which I still think is the best work that Gunn ever did with the Scooby-Doo movies.
Mhm.
My problem with the Scooby-Doo movies was they kind of forgot that there's never a ghost. There's never a monster.
Yeah, it's always it's
Guy in a
kind of like it's kind of like the Die Hard series. They're never terrorists. They're always thieves. They're it's always a con. Yeah.
Yep. It's a heist,
Yep.
man.
Mhm.
It's always about
Yeah,
stealing
it's
money.
like that Scooby Doo. It's there. That is never a supernatural phenomenon. It's somebody trying to get over something. Yeah.
Now, what tickled me is I showed the first episode of Scooby-Doo to Anima, and she enjoyed it. And that really surprised me. I'm rarely caught off guard. I just assumed she's not going to like something. And she ended up liking that. She thought it was funny.
Yeah.
And I always, in fact, she pointed out 2 backdoor
The name
moments.
of the actor you were trying to think of is Matthew Lillard, the guy that plays.
And Matthew Lillard.
Yes,
The guy
he's
was in his
awesome.
fucking mid-30s when he did the Scooby-Doo movie.
He doesn't
He was a
age, though.
teenager.
He still
Yeah.
looks the same. I saw him at a con a couple of years ago. He was the biggest draw at it, man. The line was wrapped around the building to see him. It was ridiculous, man.
Well, he's very loved, dude.
Yeah.
Question from Wade. Hi, Wade. For Gary, if they did a long musical, it wouldn't be as good as Back to the Future the musical. I'm not going to react to the Back to the Future musical. I'm not interested in that. I know you shared it with me on Twitter, and I just looked at it and went, don't care. All there is 3 movies. I don't want any more movies, and I don't want to see a musical about it.
Back to
It's
the
like somebody
Future
said,
musical. Get out of
way
here.
back in the 80s, going, you need to see the original off-Broadway musical of Little Shop of Horrors. So I think
No, I don't.
we got the best part of that in the movie, and I'm glad they made changes to it. Frank Oz did a really good. Joe
Yeah,
would see it, is what he says.
No, I would. No, my wife would drag me to it. Yes, that would happen because she'll go see any musical in a theater. But I get dragged to a lot of things, guys. So
Well, later on in 1985 series, The 13 Ghosts of Scooby-Doo, it did involve real supernatural creatures. Yeah, and I saw that and I didn't like it. Because what I tell people, and I stick by this, is that what that show gave to me as a kid was to be cynical.
Mhm.
The show was, there are no such thing as ghosts. The monsters are always people. And I learned that from watching Scooby-Doo. And to never trust Asians, and I learned that from Johnny Quest. That was a joke. Now, this is the Chinese company, by the way, that had worked a deal into working on Kong, funding it and getting money back. And you did not see their logo come back for any of the other films. The production companies needed to get the fuck away from these communist companies. Now, they gave him John C. Reilly's nose. That little extra bit of skin here where it meets the nose, and so there's a line.
The extended brow. Yeah.
Yeah. And by the way, he's a shit shot. I would have hit that guy probably almost every shot at that distance with a 45. Even a one-handed shooting. So clearly he sucks at shooting. What really is sad is we never see the Japanese guy again. By the time the story opens later, when John C. Reilly's character is old, the character's already dead. And I was kind of sad that we didn't get a backstory where we get to see what happened to him while he's talking about it. So I thought it would have been nice to have seen what happened, that he went out heroically, possibly protecting him. And I believe that this is a small nod to another great film, Hell in the Pacific, with Toshiro Mifune and Lee Marvin. And speaking of Lee Marvin, Joe, when we do Godzilla X Kong on Wednesday, I realized that when Anna and I were watching it, oh my God, that orange ape, that's Lee Marvin.
Really?
He was the leader of the Beatles in the movie, the something one, the movie about the biker gang invading that town. And by the way, that movie is also the inspiration for It's a Bug's Life. It's the same story. And they admitted to it. Yeah, totally admitted to it. That the movie is an homage. I love this close-up, and I paused it there, even though his fake nose looks like a cooked hot dog. Doesn't look shiny and delicious. You just want to put it in a bun and slap some onions, mustard, and relish on there.
Did you say it was a biker movie he was in?
Yeah.
Okay.
It's the something one.
I'm looking for it.
I looked it up yesterday to say something to Anima about it, and fuck if
the wild one? Was that
the wild one? Okay. That's it, the wild one. Right. And I remember someone making a joke going, man, Lee Marvin as the head of his gang, the Beatles, I believe that one. Marlon Brando is kind of a pansy in the movie. Like, how the fuck did he become the leader of that? Oh, they're all gay.
I was fixing to say.
That was funny when that guy
Rob Halford vibe. First picture I see, it's Brando in that cap.
Yeah, because the comedian's like, how did he get to be the leader of the? Oh, they're all gay. I thought that was funny as shit. That was a good joke. So anyway, Anima loved this too. I thought this was cool that you see Kong in the reflection on the blade, and then it cuts to the closing up, moving into his eye. And you see Kong in his eye. That was really a cool effect. I like that.
Yeah, it's been a while since I saw that one, but I don't know what you're talking about. You're talking about when they get to the Earth's core and he's fighting for.
Yeah, we're doing that Wednesday, so you'll want to watch that one again. And you just watch the way this ape orangutan, whatever the fuck he's supposed to be, because he's orange like an orangutan, but he looks like a regular ape. And watch the way his arms, when he turns a certain way, he does this cocky move. That's fucking Lee Marvin, dude. Wow. And then when you see the close-ups of his face and expression, that's fucking Lee Marvin.
Yeah.
So I'm telling you, that ape character was aping Lee Marvin.
Wow, that's cool.
Or the actor doing the mocap who was doing Lee Marvin. I think that was done intentionally. I don't think something like that can happen accidentally. I really don't.
Yeah, you know, hey.
One move Yeah, but every single move you see of him, his arms are really long, like an ape's supposed to be.
Mhm.
And which, if you go back and you look at Lee Marvin had a
He was
short
a tall guy with
torso,
long arms. Yeah.
long arms, and his hands went to the middle of his thigh.
Hmm.
Only because he has a short upper body. His body trunk is shorter, like an ape.
Hmm.
It's fucking crazy. So we get to see all these really cool fucking this montage at the beginning of this movie, and every single image is in there to tell you something. And I love the way they did it. And of course, you get this shit dealing with the Bikini Islands in the atolls, and how they did the nuclear test, and how that woke Godzilla up. And Shea Wiggum is the guy you're talking about, the grenades. I fucking love that guy. I think I saw this little movie called Splinter on the Sci-Fi Channel one day. It's like The Thing, but it all takes place outside of it, inside of a gas station, and how this couple and this fucking robber get trapped in there, and there's animals outside that have been taken over by this fucking alien thing, and it's fucking crazy, dude, the way it spreads, just like The Thing. And Shay, that was the first movie I saw him in and noticed him. And I'm like, this guy's going somewhere. I'm like, you don't get A-list acting skills in a B movie like that unless this is the guy moving up the ladder.
Hmm.
And John looked great in this movie, by the way. This is when he lost some of that weight.
Hmm. But it didn't look ill.
Yeah, he didn't look ill. Now he looks ill.
Now
He's
he looks like he's
all
sick.
that way.
Yeah. Hmm.
And this is
I
something
didn't
that's
recognize him. I was like, he looks so familiar. Who is he? And then Gary said, that's Goodman. I'm like, what?
Yeah.
I didn't know he lost that weight.
He lost all that weight, and now he did. This is when he first lost weight, and this was because he had a diagnosis that basically said, lose weight or you're going to die. And so he did. There's another actor that worked with John C. Reilly. He was in the movie Step Brothers.
Yeah.
Which is a movie that Anima will fucking hate. She will just loathe every minute of it.
But it's great.
I love that fucking movie. I love him as a dad. Because people don't realize the joke of the film is these two adult men, the stepsons, are still supposed to be 13 years old.
Right.
They're grown fucking men, but they're acting like 12 to 13-year-old boys. Their fights, their jealousies, just everything. And it's so fucking funny. And then
you showed me the trailer, and that's all I have to see from that movie.
Add insult to injury on top of that is they get their asses handed to them in a fight with a bunch of kids.
Yeah.
So,
yeah.
like,
it's awesome.
So
It's a it could be a social statement about the state of the adult without parental guidance these days. You know what I mean? They don't advance, they end up keeping that attitude, and they're a teenager as an adult. You know what I mean? You know what I'm talking about, the breakdown of the family unit, the nuclear family and all that. But yeah, it's hilarious. These guys have been coddled so much, they haven't been asked to do anything, and now all of a sudden they want them to be responsible.
Exactly. By the way, Gambit, my only response to this post is, I hope you dry it off and put your clothes on. And that you're not sitting there naked, wet in the chair talking with us, because that would just be weird. There was the old classic Disney cartoon, Donald Duck and the gorilla, in which Donald is terrorized by an escaped zoo gorilla. I remember that one.
Oh, I don't think I do.
Hi, Sasha Fred. Yeah, I'm not surprised that this scene has a World War II reference attached to it. Yeah, it started in 1939, but for the rest of the world, we didn't come in until December 7th of 1941. And oddly, Hitler declared war on us right after Pearl Harbor.
The black dude
And
with the
then this-
glasses. He looks like he's photoshopped. He looks so unreal.
He has one of those weird faces. Yeah. Good actor. The kid's a good actor, but he does have a face that's kind of odd looking. And
If the gear is time appropriate, guys, it's the 70s. Because they got
This-
Huey helicopters, my favorite helicopter in the world, in full effect. Love it.
So I want to point out that this guy right here, Toby Kebbell, who plays Jack Chapman, one of the helicopter pilots, is my favorite character in the movie. And when he gets killed, I was pissed because I'm like, you did not need to kill this guy. Yes, I get it for the third act. He needs to die and he needs to be unobserved, but move it further on because his story was so interesting to me. He was my favorite character. And I wanted to be a Huey pilot.
We all
that was
did.
something when the U.S. Army recruiter looked at me and told me my scores on my ASVABs and said, you can literally be almost anything you want to be. The only thing I didn't score high enough for was as an aviator for jets.
I got a question for you, Gary, and I'm up against the clock. I'm gonna have
But
to
I
leave
had
here in a
Huey.
minute.
I scored high enough for Huey, and I really was tempted
Yeah.
to go that direction because I'm like, oh, that's always been a dream. No, I want to be a medic. I want to be a medic.
I got a friend that served with me at the MP Corps at Johnson Island. He ended up getting his warrant officer and becoming a Black Hawk pilot. And yeah, he still flies helicopters for a living. But shout out to Curtis Choate if you're watching. But anyway, are they all warrant officers, the helicopter pilots, or are some of them commissioned officers? I'm not sure.
Officers that pilot, yeah, plenty of them.
I just didn't know. Like I said, my only experience, the only guy I know became a warrant officer to do it. So
The lowest ranking pilot I ever met was a lieutenant.
really,
Yeah.
okay,
I never met, and he was a first lieutenant, not a second lieutenant.
right. He wasn't a butter bar. He was
Not a-
first
yeah.
lieutenant. Yeah. I was just wondering because I know Curtis was he went. Maybe that's the step that enlisted take to get that. Maybe. Without having to go to officer candidate school, maybe
And
yeah.
Here's the irony. When I got my first nurse's license, it opted me for becoming an NCO.
Mhm.
And if I had gotten my RN, I would have been sent to OCS
Okay.
because it's automatic commission to officer
Okay.
from there. And that's one way enlisted can do it is by getting degrees in specific fields, especially medical, which is the sciences.
Mhm.
Here's a guy, I basically explained to Anima that this is a guy that just found out the war is over in Vietnam. They're going to get pulled out of Vietnam. And he delivers a great line to that reporter where she said, you lost the war. And he goes, no, we didn't lose the war. We abandoned the war. And that's true. And I keep telling people, stop saying we lost the war.
We never lost the battles, man. We
didn't
won the battles.
war.
Yep.
We won the war. We
Mhm.
forced the North Vietnamese to Paris. They wanted that treaty because they could not have us keep bombing them in Hanoi and in Cambodia. We were killing them. We'd already wiped out in '68 during the Tet Offensive. We completely wiped out the Viet Cong. They were gone. They were no longer part of the war. Any part of them that survived just became part of the North Vietnamese army. That's what happened. People just don't know their fucking history. They hear these bullet points and then they just echo it out. They just regurgitate crap that's been fed to them, spoon fed to them,
Right.
instead of actually going out there and reading a fucking book. So he actually says it in the movie, and I like that. I'm just like, thank you.
Yeah.
The first movie I've ever seen that said that.
Right.
And by the way, Sam Jackson is a friend of Dale Dye's
Oh, nice.
because he trained him. For what movie? Do you remember what movie?
Oh
Dale's in the
God.
movie. Rules of Engagement.
Okay. All right. Well, on that note, I gotta go. You
All right.
guys take care. I will see
Hey,
you
buddy.
later. Be good.
Bye, Joe.
Gotta go take care of Mama. She ended up on camera last night, by the way, guys. She walked
Yeah.
up right behind me during the show.
Nice.
I'll see you guys later. Be good. Bye.
See you, brother.
Right.
I wonder where Pope is.
He hasn't shown up for a couple of weeks now.
He said he's available too. I don't know.
Weird. Maybe he doesn't like
He
these
showered.
movies.
Even though it is not really a military movie, it is a military movie. This is
No, keep reading. He's not talking about this one.
Oh yeah. I like Attack of the Killer Tomatoes, but I won't do it on Military Monday. But I wouldn't mind having it because it's
Sci-Fi Saturday.
it's something for Sci-Fi Saturday because it's a parody of sci-fi monster movies. Attack of the Killer Tomatoes.
I hear the title and I'm already afraid of watching it.
You're not gonna like it.
Yeah, exactly.
Speaking of anime done like in thing, how did you manage during the spider scenes, Anima, in this one?
I wasn't looking.
She asked me to tell her when it was over, and I went there.
I don't even have to ask. He knows I'm not looking when there's spiders on the screen, so he tells me.
No,
when
but you
it's
did
safe.
say it to me. You did say it to me. I'm closing my eyes. Let me know when this is over. When this,
Yeah.
it wasn't just this was over. It's like when this hell is over, or something like that. I thought Hiddleston did a really good job in this film. I mean, look, man, there's not a bad performance in this film. Mark Evan Jackson, who's one of the scientist guys, he's got one of the best death scenes. John Ortiz is so fucking funny in this movie, and he's just such a good, character actor. Just as a reminder, you remember the TV series Bad Monkey, right, Anima, that we watched and
Yeah.
loved? And of course, I told everybody it did get greenlit for the second season. But John Ortiz is the big thing. Is he was kind of a minimal character in the first season. He's his old partner, and he is going to be a main character in season 2. So we're going to see a lot more of him in the second season of Bad Monkey, which is again is another movie about a monkey. And it's also one of my favorite lines from this movie.
Oh,
when
yeah.
Chapman leans forward in his helicopter and goes, "Is that a monkey?" Then the fucking tree hits that helicopter. Fucking shit, that's great. No, I'm going to tell you something, man. This is one of the few times I fucking liked her on screen. I enjoyed her character. She's
Because her fame hasn't gone to her head
to her
at
head
this
yet.
point.
She's still a struggling working actor. Marvel hasn't made her Captain Marvel and put this heavy load on her shoulder to be a fucking neo-feminist. She's still a neo-feminist in this, but she's actually half likable.
Well, part of that
And
is
it's the
because
lower
she's not
half.
screaming terrified all the time. She actually does shit and keeps it together. Because I hate when they have a female character and she's just terrified through the whole movie and has to be saved all the time. She's not like that, thankfully.
I knew more guys that would scream than women when something happened. But I tended to like being around tougher women. Not strong women, tough women. I like tough women. And Anna was like, "Then why are you in love with me?" Wait a minute, what's going on here? But the thing I truly feel
Yeah.
kills this movie is the Predator in joke that Sam Jackson is using at the climax.
Nope, that is a mistake.
I don't
Because
even know what that is.
because he continues here and says, "You want no?" What he said is, "Die, you motherfucker," and he doesn't even gets to end to finish the line. Die, you mother! Boom.
I am not a fan of the director. I think he's an asshole. He outright lies about shit, and I don't like liars. So Spike is not one of my favorite filmmakers. And so I know I saw Do the Right Thing way back in the day, and I liked the performances in it, but I wasn't really impressed by the movie itself. And I saw it before I went in the army. I was still dating Patty. What's this? Yeah, die, you motherfucker. And I like the use of the name Conrad because, again, that's a nod to what? Anybody? Chat?
Nope.
Anyone?
Nope.
What was using the name Conrad so important for in this story? And why the character's name is Conrad?
You just tell us.
Well, I was waiting to see if anybody in the chat would know. Nope. Okay. Because by doing what they do in this film as a nod to Apocalypse Now, they're also giving a huge nod to Heart of Darkness, which was written by Joseph Conrad. Probably one of the greatest authors of all time. And Sam Jackson is both Captain Ahab and Kurtz. And by the way, I've always wanted to correct this because I don't think we've done Apocalypse Now, and eventually we're going to have to because I do love that movie. But it's a work of absolute fiction, and you can talk to a lot of not just Vietnam veterans, but historians that focus on the Vietnam War will tell you the real guy that is loosely based on was not insane. Absolutely helped us win the war, and by going into Cambodia the way he did. But they were sneaking into Cambodia. Whereas when Nixon took office, he said, gloves are off. Go to Cambodia, go to bomb Hanoi. We're done with these motherfuckers. Let's bomb them back to the Stone Age and see if they like that. Now here he is, and because of the way he wears his hair, it's hard to recognize Ortiz, but he's a really fucking good actor. And he was the main character's partner in the TV series Bad Monkey.
Yeah, I love his character in Bad Monkey. Oh my god.
Bad for his character in this, because the two scientist guys get fucking smoked by creatures. Mark Evan Jackson, who played Landsat Steve, and then John Ortiz here, who plays Victor Nieves. I don't know.
Nieves.
He gets torn apart by these little miniature pterodactyl creatures, like ripped to pieces. And they show the guy fucking aim his weapon. It's like, I'm afraid I might hit him. It's like, fucking hit him. But take a shot. What are you fucking doing? Take a chance to try to save him.
At least give him a merciful death.
Yeah, because it's like if you hit him, good. He had a merciful death. But if you actually hit the creatures, even better. Than to let him get ripped apart like that while he's alive. Jesus Christ, that fucking irritated the shit out of me. I would have yelled at somebody that was there. Give me your fucking weapon. And I would have gone and taken a shot. There she is. She actually looks cute in this too. I don't know how she pulled it off. And of course, a lot of people don't realize that she and Sam Jackson would do a buddy movie later,
Oh yeah.
because that's really what Captain Marvel was a buddy film. A buddy film with an alien cat that scratches his eye out. Like, fuck off. That
That's-
pissed me off when they did that. You haven't seen it. It's Captain Marvel movie that she did. Terrible. The first act is the best part of that movie because it's a buddy film. And then the minute they get to the farm, right down the toilet. Oh, yeah. I even have a Christmas meme, Gambit, that I send out to everybody for Christmas that just has Sam Jackson sitting there with a fire behind him. And he's got a Santa hat on. And he says, "Merry Christmas, motherfucker." Spike Lee has the kind of reputation of being a whiny bitch. Absolutely. He's one of those people I think is part of the problem with race relations. He's all behind reparations. For who, from whom? Because a very small percentage of Americans come from being slave owner family members. There's even not that many in the South that are related to that. It's just fuck, man. Like who owes you that? Well, what about people like me who have family members killed in the Civil War fighting for their freedom? Do I get reparations for that? Oh, they don't want to think about that. That's not important. That's why I don't like guys like Spike Lee. He only thinks about his what he's interested in. They don't give a shit about reality. I like the bobblehead Nixon. And by the way, more and more people are saying the more time goes by the conspiracies that have been proven true, that Nixon will one day be
Exonerated?
He'll be vindicated. Yeah, or fully exonerated. But also vindicated. Because it's not a coincidence that every single member of that team that broke in there, he didn't order that. He wasn't aware of it. What got him in trouble was what happened afterward, where he got involved with trying to hide it. And he shouldn't have done that. He should have been forthright and said, "I had nothing to do with this, and this is a shame on America that these men did this. I did not employ them. If there were people that worked for me that employed them, I will make sure they're fired and charged." That's what he should have done.
Maybe he thought or were told that he needed to do that in order to protect the party.
Well, that's what he thought. And then later, a guy who I greatly admired was the one who advised him to resign.
Hmm.
And of course, if you're wondering who I'm talking about, that's what's
Watergate.
his name? No, Barry Goldwater. Goldwater, I fucking love Goldwater. They tried to say, "Oh, he was a racist." No, he wasn't, motherfucker. He was there, one of the first guys in line for civil rights. Fuck off. Dragonflies are so fucking beautiful, man.
Yeah.
And I told you something the other day, Anima, and I went and I double checked on it, and it's a specific species of dragonfly in Virginia that's protected.
Oh,
Because not all species or all forms of a species are in every state. And there's a specific one in Virginia that's protected. But it is a law. You get caught killing that specific breed of dragonfly, you will get a fine and get a little jail time.
good.
And for those of you who don't know, Up to a year is jail. If you get more than a year, you go to prison.
What's the difference?
Oh,
Big difference.
eh. The installation,
One
the regime.
installation duration, it's like it's better run. The jail system is better run than the
Yeah.
prison system. The prison system, they allow RAPE to be used by inmates as a form of controlling the prison population. I'm not lying to you. They've admitted
Holy
to it
shit.
that they could stop it if they really wanted to, and they
Think,
don't want to.
think of it like jail is purgatory and prison is hell.
Yeah, there you go.
Okay.
Oh,
Yeah,
you're on the right and the wrong mic.
this is where
Annie.
they fucked up by dropping those bombs, because that's what pissed off Kong. Because Kong doesn't want those skull crawlers waking up. And by the way, John C. Reilly saying that, I love that. Is that a tree? Like fucking shit, dude. Is that a monkey? Is that a tree?
Yeah. No, they didn't. Well, in this copy that I used, they didn't say anything about the tree. The monkey, yeah. But yeah,
Yeah,
what
because Chapman delivers the funniest
Yes.
line in the movie.
Now-
Is that a monkey?
you interrupt yourself with the line. Yes, the line that C. Riley, Marlowe says, and I think it is this one that you were referring to. You don't go to another man's house dropping bombs
Yeah.
unless you want to fight.
It's true. And but of course they wouldn't know that.
Oh, he knew. Randa knew. Randa knew that he was baiting. Creature.
No. Jackson had no clue.
Bill Randa.
You're talking about John Goodman's character.
Yes, he knew.
Yeah, he suspected and believed. And told the military guys a bullshit story that this was seismic stuff they were trying to do. And it's like, no, you're trying to stir up shit. And so in the end, Goodman's character got all these people fucking slaughtered. Because if he told them the truth, eventually he gets eaten too. And by the way, I keep telling people that he's not dead inside that stomach. He's still causing the flashes to go off, which is why you keep seeing the flashes of light as that thing's
That is not
walking
the
around.
stomach. That is the creature's esophagus. He was dying, man. He was chomped. He wasn't swollen just like that. He was chomped.
Well, they didn't bite him in half. He grabbed him, half his body, and then threw him into his throat and swallowed him. So he is swallowed whole. Kill this son of a bitch.
That was a stupid idea. I mean,
Yeah, it's like
you see a thing that size it. Nope. Retreat.
Yeah. The smart move is pull back. Absolutely. It's not true retreat. You would pull back to a safe distance from this thing. Give it some fucking distance and keep your distance. And you're at a distance. Yeah, I'm telling you the military way. I'm telling you what the military would do. It's not retreat. Pull back is a different call. And
I know it's a different call, but I would have retreated directly to the boat. Fuck
military wouldn't do that. No, military wouldn't do that. Military would pull back because it would be the smart move. Pull back. And then if they had to keep firing, they would fire at a distance and watch for anything he threw so they could maneuver out of its way. And if somebody that was from the military had written these scenes, they would have written it that way. But
they
had to do what they were going to do.
And the thing is, the Packer is a very, very emotionally disturbed man.
Well, yeah, because that's what I was going to try to say earlier is when he went out to get that phone call, he was pretty much minutes away from eating a bullet. You could tell by the way he talked to Chapman when he came in. He's done as a person. I'm done. You can see it in his eyes and the way he said the shit that he said to Chapman. This guy's ready to fucking off himself.
Yes, an explanation of that character comes from Randa when he's recruiting the tracker. He says, "A man goes to war looking for something. If you find it, you would be home right now." That's the situation of Packard. He hasn't found anything at all. He feels only fighting gives his life a motive.
Yeah, they use a lot of yellow hues in this Morning Sun. There was once an old classic video arcade game called Operation Wolf. I'm trying to remember it. I'll probably look it up and then I'll go, oh, that game. One of the classic horror movies that involves a girl in a movie, murders. Yeah, the Murders in the Rue Morgue. And one of my favorite adaptations of that had Val Kilmer, his future wife, Joanna Whalley, and George C. Scott as I just forgot the character's name. God damn it.
I cannot help you. I haven't seen that movie yet.
The first guy to write detective novels was Edgar Allan Poe. You didn't know that. And he created the fictional detective Auguste Dupin. That's it. I said Du, and then I couldn't remember the rest of it. It's Dupin, a retired Parisian police inspector, and he's based off of the real character of Francois Vidocq. And he admitted that he adapted him as a character in his little stories. And he only did 3, but he was the first author to write about detectives solving crimes. And I didn't like the original film with Bela Lugosi. It's just, it went too far away from the story that Poe wrote. Whereas the George C. Scott one is a better adaptation, but lesser known for some reason. Came out in 1986, and let's see, on VHS. Here we go. Save image. Oh, it's a WebP. Fuck off. There we go. Now I can share the image.
Oh, wait.
There you go. That's The Murders in the Rue Morgue with George C. Scott, Joanna Whalley, and Val Kilmer. And it's a very, very good film. I like it a lot. I like it a lot. And that, Dupin's the one who figures out that it's an ape. This is a point where probably in real life he would have shot John Goodman's character, because Goodman's the one that got them all killed.
Now, I'm not saying that I'm completely in agree with Randa's character, but imagine saying to the military guys when you're about to get up in the choppers to the island, it you need weapons because it may be giant monsters there. What would you think it would happen? They'll say, "Oh, call this shit off. This guy is crazy. Let's go home." That's it.
Well, they think he's crazy anyway.
Not anymore. And Anima, I think you're on the wrong mic.
Again.
Ah. Welcome to my live. At least it
No.
doesn't change. It's your
No,
audio.
I'm on my mic.
Oh, then you're away from the mic.
Oh, Mike is here.
Yes.
Any different?
What's he asking? I don't understand what you're asking, Mike.
About the Conrad, the significance of the name Conrad in the movie.
No. Oh, okay. The answer to that was Joseph Conrad, the author. I love this water buffalo scene here. This is really cool.
This poor kid is losing his marbles. What
Yeah,
the
Slivko.
fuck, man?
Slivko is like, this place is insane. It makes no sense.
It's so stupid though when she tries to lift that helicopter off of the animal. Like, come on.
Yeah.
Why even try? You're not going to be able to do it.
Oh, this part is I love this part.
Why?
Because this guy, he believes that the mouse killed the lion with the thorn, and that was the fairy tale. And the other guy, oh, that is not it. Who told you that? I said, my mom did. Oh, that explains a lot. But I love Cole. I like how they're down and he's eating, and the other guy, how can you eat at this moment? He said, eat is for the living. So you need to eat.
Yeah, I would not have an appetite in that situation.
It's not a matter of appetite. You need your strength at maximum in that situation. Oh, spiders, Anima.
I know.
I'm telling you so you can look away.
Oh, I'm not looking. And I wasn't surprised by the fact that it had spiders. If you do giant monster creatures, of course there's going to be spiders.
Oh, I wanted to see the ants.
Yeah, we never get to really see him. We hear about him.
Hmm.
And we actually hear them clicking or making that chirping
Bird-like
sound.
noise. And Riley says, yeah, sound like a bird, and it's a fucking giant ant. Oh man, the scenery in this movie was so pretty. Yeah. Here's what when they find the village.
Yeah, they show it in silhouette. Yeah, I just they went too far away from the original story, the source material, for me, and so I'm not a big fan of that one. I prefer the adaptation that was George C. Scott was in. It's far better and closer to the book. I also prefer these characters not being mystical. More like they read your not reading your mind, but like read through silence, watching you as a person.
Yeah.
And I didn't like that they made them telepathic later. I thought that was. I'm not a big fan of Godzilla X Kong. And if you want proof of how I feel about it, I'm the one that writes all the funny things that Kim Jong Un says in the in our thumbnails, and I thought it was pretty mean with my statement.
What did you say?
Yeah,
I haven't seen it yet.
Here, I'll show you in a sec.
it's it's the weakest of the whole.
Oh,
Here you go.
definitely,
Read
yeah.
it. Here you go.
Pink and purple, but yeah, definitely.
The movie looked like it was like all about raves. I joked, I told you, like people with fucking light sticks just popping them all around, because you may as well have done that. That movie had so much lavender, purple, and pink in it, and it's clearly the single gayest Godzilla film ever made. Because of the choice of colors, and it's just so fucking bizarre the way they transition. They started doing it in the Godzilla versus Kong, and then they really upped the ante by the final film. And so I'm hoping that all those people are gone now, and that this last movie is going to go back to being about kaiju and fun.
Dude, you know, last week when John mentioned the new movie, I didn't know it was they were making a new movie. And then I went to IMDb and I saw the pictures of the production. Man, they were here in Mexico City. I could have been there and watched the thing. If
Damn.
only I had knew.
So you had an opportunity and didn't get it?
No, I
know.
wouldn't say that because I didn't know. So the term "I didn't get it" doesn't apply.
Okay, so what a lot of people don't know. So let me go into the development of this fucking production. In 2013, Peter Jackson, director of the 2005 remake of King Kong, initially handpicked Adam Wingard to direct Skull Island, a sequel of Jackson's film. Jackson later suggested Guillermo del Toro. Upon the film transitioning studios, though, Wingard and Jackson were dropped from the project, while producer Mary Parent remained on board. The film was officially announced by Legendary Pictures in 2014, San Diego Comic-Con, which I remember when that shit went down. And that's back when I went to those cons for IDW, back when IDW and I were on good terms, back before they became a house of communists. Anyway, and Universal Pictures was the distributor. Legendary then moved the project to Warner Brothers. In September of 2014, the studio announced that Jordan Vogt-Roberts would direct the film. And in the writing of the script had some screenwriters attached before filming, seeking continuity between the King Kong and Godzilla worlds. Max Borenstein, writer of 2014's Godzilla, wrote the first draft, while John Gatins was hired to write the second draft. And in the writing of the script, Borenstein did not want to repeat the whole Beauty and the Beast plot synonymous with the Kong films. Movies and took into account the outdated elements of the treatments in the island natives and the damsel in distress. His initial influences were Apocalypse Now. And he revealed this when he said, quote, "What popped into my head for the paradigm of the movie was the film Apocalypse Now. That's obviously a war movie, but I like the idea of people moving upriver to face a misunderstood force that they think is a villain, but ultimately they come to realize is much more complicated," end quote. So this is why I tell the people, this is a Vietnam War film in its own way. And it even touches on World War II with having a character that's been on this island for 40 years.
28.
Yeah, it's 28 years.
So before Vogt-Roberts signed on as a director, Borenstein thought of having the film begin during the Vietnam War and jump forward to the present day. After Legendary rejected it, Bornstein instead had the film take place before the original Kong in 1917 during World War I, while keeping the Apocalypse Now concept. The premise had Tom Hiddleston's character leading a rescue team to Skull Island to find his missing brother, who got stranded there while searching for a Titan serum believed to cure all illnesses, which is right around the same time when they discovered penicillin. That's funny. After this, Bornstein again retooled the story to take place in the present day. After Jordan Vogt-Roberts joined the project, he met with Bornstein. Liking the Apocalypse Now concept, Vogt-Roberts pitched it to be to Legendary, and with the whole story taking place at the end of the Vietnam War, and the studio liked it and accepted it. It was later revealed that Dan Gilroy had also collaborated on the Bornstein Gaines draft. On August 18th of 2015, it was confirmed that Derek Connolly was also doing script rewrites. Bornstein worked a final pass on the screenplay before shooting again, and credited the script to all of the writers, saying, quote, "It was definitely a collaborative process in terms that's what's on screen. Though none of us worked together, there are pieces of my work in there as well as the work of all the others, like John Gattens, who is credited for the story. Everybody really had a good hand in the writing of this," end quote. So Gilroy revealed that many backstories and character moments were dropped from his draft, specifically for Mason Weaver and James Conrad's characters, feeling that the film had room to explore them. And Gilroy disclosed, quote, "Brie's character was somebody who was really war-weary and had taken photographs for too long. She didn't believe in anything anymore. So the first time she saw Kong, it was like almost like a spiritual awakening. She comes back to life. Tom Hiddleston's character was a guy whose unit had been attacked by a big monster out in Vietnam. So he was in search of this thing. Instead of them approaching him at the bar and giving him a job, I had him like, I want on board. And I kind of like characters like that a lot, but they didn't want to go with that. So Hiddleston's character is not like that in the film. Despite these ideas being dropped, Gilroy felt the film still turned out to be a really good movie regardless. And in April 2016, artist Joe DeVito sued producers of the movie for using elements of his Skull Island universe, which he claimed he created and the producers used without his permission, which means without paying him. That's legal talk. Yeah. So director Vogt-Roberts asked Stephen Rosenbaum, a very good artist, by the way, who hired Carlos Fuente to help create the creature design for Kong. And the team wanted to be a combination of a new school and old school techniques using keyframe animation to give it a scale, and it needed to be developed in motion capture with facial expressions and movement. Vogt-Roberts wanted Kong to look iconic and straightforward enough that a third grader could draw him. Now, I think that's a great idea, because kids are going to like this shit, and you want them to be able to draw that. So he really kind of wanted that for kids to be able to do that. And he wanted it to be kind of a lonely god who was a morose figure lumbering around this island, basically depressed.
Yeah.
And so they took that design back to the 33 incarnation, which presented Kong as a bipedal creature that walks in an upright position, unlike an actual gorilla, whose spine, when they walk, they walk funny. Yeah. Their arms kind of stick out to the side, especially if they're running. They're funny when they run. I love the way they run. So he stated, if anything, our Kong is meant to be a throwback to the 33 version. Kong was a movie monster, so we worked really hard to take some of the elements of the 33 version, some of those exaggerated features, some of those cartoonish and iconic qualities and then make them their own. And we created something that, to some degree, served as a throwback to the inspiration for what started all of this, but then also had to be a fully unique and different creature that I would like to think is fully contained and identifiable as the 2017 version of King Kong. I think there are very modern elements to him, yet hopefully he feels very timeless at the same time, which I think they did a good job in this film. I like the Kong design because he's almost human-like. I also like the way when you turn and move that these act like drawings that you don't see the drawings until you see them at an angle. And I like that shit. Also, I hated this scene, not because they're walking in water without knowing what's in it, but the added sound effect of the blub, 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 blubbing sound. And it's constant. Watch that scene again and listen. And there's a blub, 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 blub sound. That fucking annoys the shit out of me. Because my weapon would be trained anywhere blub, blub, blubbing. I'm like, what is that? Is it a turtle or something worse? Because I've been in swamps. Not fond of them. I don't like being in water. I like being on water, not in it.
Now,
Swimming pools I like, not fresh water or salt water.
There was another mistake with Packard's character. I mean, he knows he's in hostile territory. He knows he's a prey. And yet he shoots by just for sport, making noise, giving away his position. He wouldn't do that.
Yep. There's some more to add. That Hayao Miyazaki, his Princess Mononoke, actually helped influence the monster's design and approach. Vogt-Roberts stated that Miyazaki's Princess Mononoke was actually a big reference in the film, that the spirit creatures sort of have their own domains and fit within that. So a big thing was trying to design a creature that felt realistic and could exist in this ecosystem, and that feels sort of wild out there. And then also design things that simultaneously felt beautiful and horrifying at the same time. The two-armed pit lizard from the 1933 King Kong film was used as a reference for the skull crawlers. They were also inspired by a number of other cinematic creatures that Vogt-Roberts stated, quote, "That creature, beyond being a reference to a creature from the 33 film, is also this crazy fusion of all the influences throughout my life, like the first angel from Evangelion, and No Face from Spirited Away, and Cubone from Pokemon." So there you go. I thought that's really neat information. And that's the first time you really see her smile in the movie, is right there. So they kind of kept that her character is war weary. She's just war weary. She's been in too much combat. Even though she's not a soldier, she
says she's an anti-war photographer, not a war photographer.
And this is where Kong begins a sort of relationship with her in this. Not the kind that was like the Beauty and the Beast thing, but more of a, I'll tolerate you because you tried to help one of my friends. By the way, I like that Kong kind of follows a rule that I was taught in hunting, that you eat anything you kill. So he kills the octopus thing, Kraken, whatever the fuck that was, in the water.
A Kraken is not an octopus. It has more than 8 tentacles.
Yeah, it's like whatever the fuck that
crazy
thing was. Absolutely kills it and then eats a little bit of it.
Yeah, I guess he didn't like the taste. He didn't look pleased.
And by the way, Anima asked me why, when they show a lot of blood in the other films, that it's green. And I said, that's because they needed to keep that PG-13. So all blood had to be a different color than red.
So
There he is. That's the scientist
Mhm.
who has a grisly end.
And said Steve.
Yep, Lancet Steve.
At
And
least he went quick.
yep, unlike his buddy, um, Victor.
Nieves,
Yeah, who
who
gets
was
fucking ripped apart in the air.
damn. That was I wasn't expecting that, to be honest. Now, once you have seen Monarch, the TV show, you get a better understanding of Randa's character.
And by the way, now that Anima and I are done watching all the movies, I'm going to go ahead and get the series queued up so she can start watching that.
Please do that. You won't regret it.
Yeah, it's really good, and then right in the middle, there's 2 episodes that get really woke,
Yeah.
and
And
then all
then
of a
it
sudden it
gets
goes
good
back to
again.
good. And I'm like, how did that happen? Did they hire someone and then fire them?
No,
Because like,
I think it was a compromise that somebody was up chain was selling. You have to put something like this. Okay, we'll put it in the middle, and we dedicate 2 episodes to that, and that's it. I said, okay, it works. I think it was a compromise.
because the sad thing is that they almost lost me over it, but it
Yeah.
was somebody told me. It could have been you. I don't know who said something to me. Said, no, go back and watch it. The next episode's great. And I'm like, really? And they're like, yes, it's not woke. Go watch it. So I went to watch it. Oh, this really was good. And it got good again. Yeah, I don't like these daddy long leg spiders at all in this movie. There he is. I fucking love this character, and this is where he dies. He survived all this shit, man, only to go up there to write a letter to his son and get fucking smoked by one of these skull crawlers because of this fucking walking stick. And the walking stick looks so personally hurt, like, I wasn't gonna do anything to you, jeez. Like, because he fires at it.
Yeah. I wouldn't have fired at it. I mean, he has limited ammo. You shouldn't shoot.
No, he shouldn't have done that. He should have backed away from that thing with his weapon out, but not waste the shots.
And he got eaten by a fucking skull crawler.
I think one of my favorite parts is when they're on the shoreline and Sam Jackson's like, we're gonna go do this and we're gonna do it. I don't recommend we do that. He goes, we're gonna do it. And he walks over, he says, man, I'm really glad you guys are here. You shouldn't have come here. We're all gonna die.
But at least you're good guys to die with.
Yeah, you're a lot of good guys that I wouldn't mind dying with, but yeah, you shouldn't have come here.
The other part I like is, yeah, I've been here only for 28 years, but what do I know?
Oh, there's that scene. Oh my God. He's using his knife to cut his beard, trim his beard down. And he
And I
turns
know
to
what you're
John
going to.
Ortiz and he laughs. He goes, I'm going to stab you later. And the guy looks at him and he's, just kidding. Are you? You were right. He doesn't respond. He just keeps smiling at him. Like, that is fucking scary. I'm going to
Dude,
stab you later.
Dude, when I saw that scene yesterday, I was thinking, oh, that's pure Gary. I can see you doing something like that.
Oh man. And then they've got the Aurora Borealis in this island. So I'm like, where the fuck is this island?
It may be because of the radiation that emanates from the Hollow Earth.
Wait a minute. I need to get caught up on some of these comments. It is a classic video. Okay, camp. And then Michael says Booga Booga. And the 39 Steps, I love that movie. I love Hitchcock's early films. The Woman Vanishes or The Lady Vanishes. Great fucking movie.
You love to Hitchcocks?
but I assume North by Northwest was the Hitchcock picture I saw on TV in '99. Yeah, I got to get Anima to watch it because we really do need to cover that film. She tried watching it, was like, didn't like something, and I'm like, oh fuck, one of my favorite movies of all time. She had trouble with it, and let's
I just
see.
never got into it
Then I watched, yeah, but we didn't get to finish it, so you didn't know if you would enjoy it
because
or
I
not.
was bored
Then I
to death
watched
after half an
Blackmail
hour.
29, which was his talkie debut, most notably on a VHS tape. It's interesting to watch that this crosses somewhere between the 33 King Kong, and you can see the influences. Like when he gets to his little cliff fucking home, One interesting. I equally love the fact that Apocalypse Now mixes the real and the unreal. Yeah, there's a fantastical element to that movie. I sneezed? What the fuck? I know what you mean, Slasher Fred. It's a timeout. Y'all take a chill. You need to cool that shit out. And that's double truth, Ruth. Yeah, Lady Vanishes. Yep, great fucking movie right there. Young and innocent, rich and strange. All right, get off fucking IMDb, Gambit.
Yeah. How about we get
Okay,
back
so
to the
you're actually naming them and not fucking getting them from IMDb. That's pretty good.
I don't know that
prefer the early Hitchcock version of The Man Who Knew Too Much with Peter Lorre in it. I love that version over the Jimmy Stewart Doris Day version. So go ahead. What were you going to say?
Yeah, I think he's reading from IMDb because they are conspicuously in reverse chronological order.
That is interesting. Good one. Good catch.
Hey CJ, I see you change your
Sorry,
visual.
Gambit. We didn't mean to out you. It's CJ Prime. What's up, buddy?
And he changed from Dark Optimus to this angel or archangel of light.
You're an hour and a half late. I love the shots of him wearing a boonie cap because I had a boonie cap too in the army, but mine was tan because we weren't, jungle warriors. We're desert warriors. Sweet. I love that these two are kind of getting
chummy.
Yeah. You can say chummy. Kind of. He says, I've got a wife, kind of. Yeah, because John C. Reilly doesn't know if, because he's been gone so long, he even still has a family. His son would be 28 years old now. Rebecca's another favorite of mine. Suspicions. Oh, God damn it. Lifeboat. By the way, here's one for you. A lot of people don't know this. Hitchcock liked to do cameos in his films. And Lifeboat takes place on a lifeboat. Out in the middle of the ocean.
I know the cameo is something else.
Yeah, go ahead. Tell them what it was. I love it.
Oh, they're in the boat and there's a piece of newspaper, I think, that is floating on the water.
And it's got an ad.
Yes, and in the ad is a picture of Hitchcock. God damn.
As the before picture. This is where he buys it. I fucking hate Victor's death because that soldier should have taken a fucking shot.
Again, I was not expecting that death. I thought he was safe. Which
at this point forward, I would be under that fucking canopy back there. I would not be out in the open at all on this fucking boat.
Nope. Well, this is a reminder that safety is just an illusion.
Oh, this is where is this where they hook up with Sam Jackson again?
Yes, I think it is.
Because he fires a flare for them to find him. And
Yeah.
and this leads to the scene now. We're going after him. I got a missing man out there. He's a liar. He doesn't care about Chapman. He wants blood. And finally, he confesses that he doesn't care that Chapman's dead. He's going to get blood. No, Brie Larson did a fine job in this role because CJ, this is back when she wasn't Captain Marvel yet and became fucking intolerable as a person. That's when she became disgusting and annoying.
When she thought of herself as the big cheese.
Yeah. He thought that she was a new voice from modern feminism and went out there and acted just like that. And it's cringy and fucking disgusting to see people behave like that. But yeah, I agree with you.
You're a good group of boys to die with.
By the way, there's a YouTube channel that does a lot of post stuff, and they talk about his movie, The Lady Vanishes, how they did that cool miniature train scene and pulled it off and made it look like it was real. But it wasn't. It was a miniature. They had animated using wires, people standing around on the dock for this train. It's fucking cool how they pulled that scene off. I'll show it to you later, Anima.
Okay.
She's almost out of Captain Marvel. She's done. Look, she was absolutely rejected. Not only as the way they did the character, but her personally. There is a hatred for her by millions of fucking Marvel fans out there. So Feige, Disney had to fucking pay attention. I don't know if she learned her lesson because I don't think people in Hollywood are capable of learning. And I mean that. I absolutely mean that. God, this fucking scene. Yeah, this is where John Goodman gets smoked. I love those M1 helmets, man. I got to wear one during part of my training, and because we didn't get the Kevlars until later, so I got to walk around with an M1 helmet on. Man, that fucking thing's sexy as shit. I would jokingly when we weren't around our senior NCOs, I'd cock it to one side like movie actors used to do, just for shits and giggles. I thought that was funny. Pedro, man, and I you know, I don't feel sorry for him at all. I think he's an asshole. I think what he did on Mandalorian, not standing up for Gina, showed what a piece of shit he is as a person. Oh God, yeah. What's great is what they're showing is these things process the meat and organs, and they spit out the bones, like the way a cat has fur balls. They spit out bones. That's so fucking gross, and that's their buddy Chapman. That's his skull. And thankfully, Conrad's character, James Conrad, he has the mind to fucking grab the tags. I also love John C. Reilly using that fucking straight sword. And I don't think that's called a katana, is it? The straight sword has a different name. Chokuda. Or tsurugi.
Hey, Gambit is defending his honor. Yes, honest to God, I'm not ripping them from IMDb. Okay.
You're just remembering them in exact order. I'm teasing you, Gambit. I trust you, buddy. I'm just teasing you. See the way he's holding it? Now, a true swordsman wouldn't hold it with his hands together like that. That's the way you hold like a claymore or a broadsword. Japanese sword, if you're trained to hold that, your hands are like that. Wait, are better than the Mudos. Oh, absolutely. And they actually are based on a creature from the original 33 Kong. And they're creepy looking. I love the way that they have a beak that looks like a skull. That giant eye looking thing on there are
No, that's not
actually
the eye.
nostrils. Those are nostrils. The eye sits right behind it. They're really tiny.
Yep.
And we also learn in this that they're really fucking smart. And it recognizes the grenades as weapons to hurt
Mhm.
it. And so when it sees what's his name's character?
Cole.
Cole, thank you. When it sees Cole preparing to self-delete with all those grenades and explosives, it knocks him away into a cliff wall where he explodes. The Mudos, that was one of the biggest mistakes. We talked about this the other day, CG. I don't know if you were there. I'm doubting you were there that day when we did Godzilla. That the reason why he didn't get asked back, Gareth Edwards, why he wasn't asked back, was because he didn't listen to advice given to him. Advice was use things in the Godzilla verse that are already existing. Pick something like that. Don't make Mudos. To pay more attention to showing Godzilla for the fans, because that's what they're coming here for. It's not Jaws. And
You want to see them, yeah.
Jaws didn't have a fan base before that people went to see the movie. Godzilla did. It had a huge fucking fan base. Millions upon millions. I would say probably around 1 billion fans around the world for Godzilla. And so trying to do Bruce the Shark, hiding him from the audience was not a smart move. Giving him elephant feet was dumb. By the way, if you don't know that little Filipino guy on the M60 right there, I fucking love that dude. I love him so much. He's so fucking funny. His name is Eugene Cordero, and his character's, I thought it should be Reyes, but it's got an L in there.
Yes, this is Reyes.
Shouldn't the L? It's not double L, so it's not silence. So I was really thrown off by that character. But that dude was one of the stars for 2 years on Tacoma Fire Department or Tacoma FD, which was a hilarious fucking sitcom that starred 2 of the guys from Broken Lizard, Kevin Heffernan and Steve Lemmy. And I fucking loved that show. And but his career took off. So he left on the 3rd season, and that's when the series got canceled. And I really do attribute that him not being there killed the show. Yeah, I like the way she stands up to this shit. Godzilla was the weak link. Also, it was too dark to see what was going on. A lot of blacks, and I don't mean people of color. I mean, just way too much black tone in that film, hiding shit from you. They should have, Cranston, I get it. He was doing the psycho thing. We're going to take the guy you think who is the main lead and kill him. But the fact is, I agree. He should have lasted longer, and he should have had a better death rather than a tragic, sad death. Look at that guy. What a great actor. He was the best part of that stupid HBO series, Perry Mason, because it was a terrible show. It did not follow Perry Mason at all from the books. It was just terrible. And but he played the lead police detective in it, and I thought he was really good. I'll watch anything with that dude. He is such a good actor. And he's got one of those weird last names where he has a WH and a GH in it, which makes it Wiggum. Or it could even be pronounced Wiggum. You got to find that H in there. Wiggum. And you know, when you hear guys like him go, wait here, I got to go do something alone, it's not because he's courageous, it's because he doesn't want you getting him killed. I've met guys like that. And I understand that when it's like, stay here. Oh, thanks for thinking about my safety. No, I don't want you getting me killed. Just stay here. I'll go out there. Nobody's going to fucking kill me because they're not going to know I'm there. But if you come along, you're going to get us all killed. And that's why he did that. Yeah, I love those Boonie Cats, man. If I were to do one of these kinds of films, I absolutely would have Dale Dye not only be the senior military advisor, I'd have him direct it. A lot of people don't know he is in the DGA because he's done direction. And a lot of people don't know he directed all the combat scenes. Didn't get credited for it, but he directed all of the combat scenes in Saving Private Ryan. And he directed all the second unit stuff for Alexander with Oliver Stone. As I refer to it, all the good stuff. That movie was awful, but I don't blame Dale Dye. Absolutely right there with you, Gambit. Yeah, I read that one. Yeah, Marvel has just gotten rid of her, and they got rid of all the Eternal crap too. It's gone. I had a conversation with Doomcock. By the way, I have to email him. He's wanting to come on the show again. I need to let Don know. He wants to jump on our show. Movie Skull Island pulled me. This movie Skull Island pulled me butt in. So it pulled you in, but you went in butt first? Is that what you're saying?
Oh my God. Hey, Penny.
Hi, Penny. Happy Monday. Yep. Not only does he kill the Kraken, he has some little calamari. CG Prime. Yeah, it was a misspell. I figured as much. I do speak typo. This scene also reminds me very much of Apocalypse Now.
Absolutely, Gambit. That guy is ill suited to be Spider Man. No pun intended.
shit. This, oh my god, this scene is so intense when it's the moment where everybody's aiming guns and blades at each other,
Oh, still, I think.
and then all of the soldiers turn
Oh, no,
against him.
they're still attacking Kong. They have the soldiers are well. Mills, the black guy, he was against this the whole time, not because Kong or because he just wanted to go.
Well,
But
he
the
was
other,
set. I'm sorry, hold on. I want to address this. He was set to play him again, but he went to Hawaii, and when he was supposed to meet with the executives from Sony, and said he couldn't, told them he couldn't make it because he was sick. They didn't believe him, and that's why that ended. It was the Sony executives were pissed at him for not showing up to the meeting, to hobnob with them. So go ahead, Martin. I'm sorry.
no, that is here in when they are attacking Kong. Is when the other two soldiers, the guy, the Cole and Slivko, they're beginning to have a change of heart about their command. They see this is not entirely right. There's something
Well,
wrong
you
in what
really
we're doing.
made a good connection that he really is Ahab. He's insane. You know, he has lost his fucking mind, and he's willing to kill everybody to try to get his white whale. He doesn't care who lives or dies. He wants to kill that thing. By the way, I loved wearing my M1 helmet because we got those intertube headbands with them. Because that's what it's made from, is little tricycle inner tubes. You put them on your fucking helmet and you hold shit in it. I fucking love that version. So much better than the helmet bands we got with our Kevlars later. Look, Andrew Garfield's a good fucking actor. I like him a lot. And what's interesting is as he's gotten older, he's become more based. And I kind of attribute that to working with Mel Gibson. Because you don't work with Mel Gibson, you experience Mel Gibson. And by the way, I've yet to get through Hacksaw Ridge. People have asked me to cover that on the film. I have trouble watching the film because I get so emotional watching it. Combat films can do that to me,
That is a tough one.
especially due to the fact that he's a medic. And he became a medic not for the religious reason, but I understand it because for the moral reason, I became a medic because I refuse to kill people by under order. I won't do it. I won't shoot somebody because you told me to do it. I'm not going to do it. I will do it when I know it's the right thing to do. I have to make the moral decision, and it's a mistake my first sergeant made with me when he called me a pacifist. Oh, and I'm not a pacifist. I'm not even close. Are you kidding me? I'm an asshole. I just won't kill when somebody orders me to. And he goes, well, what do you call yourself? I said, I'm a conscious objector. And he goes, what's the difference? I said, oh, the difference is a pacifist, if you walk up to them and slap them, they'll let you. They won't defend themselves. If you go up to stab them, they'll let you. They won't defend themselves. If you go up and shoot them, they won't do anything. If you slap me, I'll beat the fuck out of you. If you pull a knife on me, I will fucking shoot you and go to bed and sleep the sleep of the righteous. And my first sergeant just sort of looked at me and goes, all right. And he gave me this like, thanks for the safety tip, Egon kind of comment. I can't even remember what his words were, but it was something in the vein of, thanks for the safety tip, Egon. And then later I told you, I said he made that statement because he watched me do something one time. And he referred to me later on as that guy you don't break the glass on until you need him. You don't sick Gary onto something until you know that you absolutely want something destroyed, because that's how I approach things. And that's why I don't like violence, because I don't do that like gradual change. like Kong does, where later on, Kong, you'll catch this, that Kong doesn't want to kill. He only kills when he really feels like he's been forced to do it. But he saves that one ape in the last movie, Godzilla X Kong. And the gorilla tries to kill him while he's trying to save him. And then he kicks him off the fucking cliff. He saves him from falling off the cliff. And then it tries to kill him and he kicks him off the fucking cliff. And I fucking understand that mindset. I fucking love it. And look at him, man, he's going to give his life. And that thing recognizes the grenades and fucking swats him into the cliff. And then looks at them like, I'm going to fucking eat you.
That was a wasted death.
I know, and it's sad. That's what
is.
makes it so tragic. And then Kong, the way he jumps down like that is so fucking heroic. I loved the way they shot this and so many of the angles with Kong that they picked to show just how fucking heroic he can look. And this is it. Right there. He grabs him and I think, oh my God, he's going to do it. He's going to do it. And he didn't do it. His hand slipped. Oh, fuck, that made me so mad. I'm like, God damn it, he got away from him. Now, hold on a second. Was Silence the miniseries? Which one was
No.
Silence?
No, it's a movie about missionaries I think in the Amazon with this guy, the one Adam Driver and Andrew are the missionaries.
Okay. The one I'm thinking about is Under the Banner of Heaven, the Mormon mystery, where it's based off that actual shit that went down. And oh my God, he was so fucking good in it. He really was. I was impressed. I need to see Silence. I've not seen that movie. And I am a fan of Martin Scorsese. Even when he makes movies that technically are bad, I will still watch them and appreciate what he was trying to do. Do you know what film I'm talking about, Martin?
No, I don't know.
I'm talking about The Last Passion.
Oh.
Or The Last Temptation. Sorry, The Last Temptation of Christ. They just called it The Last Temptation, but it's based on The Last Temptation of Christ. And I actually thought the story was solid. And I'm sitting there going, I don't know, as a Catholic, why you guys are fretting over this, because it all took place in the millisecond while he's on the cross. This whole story of that God saved him and allowed him to survive the cross and to have a life, get married, have children, and be a human like God had made him to be. And then, of course, it all ends with the world falling apart and Judas Iscariot, played by Harvey Keitel with that Brooklyn accent, playing Judas. Jesus, what are you doing? Hey, you got to go back to the cross. You got to get back there, Fucking Harvey Keitel. Great fucking actor, but that movie killed me with the fucking accents. So anyway, and in an instant, he's back on the cross. This all happened, and it was the devil trying to tempt him, lying to him. And for a moment, he wants to believe because the pain that he's enduring on this cruise, the whipping, the scourging, all that shit they did to him, they flayed him alive. There were sections of skin completely missing on his body. You could see his musculoskeletal system out in the air. He was going to die. There was no way to survive what was happening to him. And for that instant, he allowed himself to imagine this. And in a millisecond, the story takes place. And then we're at the end of the movie, we see him still on the cross and he smiles and says, "It is accomplished." And I think it's actually, I don't understand what the beef is with this film. Yeah, I think they shortened it in the film release because it's based on the book, The Last Temptation of Christ. Oh, I like it when she falls. and she hits the fucking water. And I'm like, Hollywood always forgets that when you fall a long distance onto
Mm.
water, it's like falling on concrete.
Yeah, she's dead.
In real life, she'd be fucking dead, dead, dead. Anima had some trouble with this. Like, how did he get bound up in all those chains? And I'm like, I think when he slid into those ships, he slid through already tangled up chains.
No, you see him fall backwards onto the ship, and the next moment he's tangled up in the chains. They're like wrapped around
There's
him.
probably
How does
something-
that happen?
Clearly, it was something we didn't see that was edited out when he went to move.
Either that or a Deus Ex Machina moment. They needed him
Yeah.
to be unable to react to create
That's exactly what
Just
it is.
slow
and I
him
don't
down.
like that.
And again, he grabs the face, and I keep waiting for that fucking moment, like in the original Kong, where he fucking splits that fucking head. You know, the jaws, breaks the jaws, and crushes the
Yeah.
skull.
Because we see Kong doing that in the 33, in the 78, and in the Peter Jackson movie. That is a signature move of Kong. This articulation of the jaw.
One is to show you that the devil tempted him with a life that he wasn't meant to have. And the lie is that he tells him that God wants him to have this, and it's not true. And that he has to die on that cross. Whereas Passion is actually just showing you what happened to him. And it's a rough movie. And I remember Zoe watched it twice with me because I wanted her to understand what was done to him. But still, I tell people, The Passion, it's a third of what really was done to him because they don't show his flanks ripped off his body, that his inner body was exposed to the world, that you could see the sinuous material holding his ribs and the muscle together. And that's what was done to him. And there was no way to survive what was done, the scourging. And it's a very good film. Mel Gibson, man, he doesn't make bad films, man. And he's wanting to make the sequel. I heard it got greenlit, but I don't know what's happening because he's also supposed to do Lethal Weapon 5. So I don't know what he's going to do. I love this when he walks away and these two are holding each other. He's like, okay, my work is done here. I'm going to fuck off now. And we get this happy ending. Although I felt it was kind of sad that he's sitting there watching the game, drinking his beer with a hot dog, but he's alone. I thought it would have been better if his son was sitting next to him and his wife was coming in behind him to join him. I thought that's how that scene should have ended.
It's kind of unrealistic that she was really waiting for him. After
No,
all
that
those
she
years, she would have moved on.
Absolutely. She would have assumed he was dead. Nobody would be gone that long. But it's true, it's happened. Well, it's a great film. And it's a true story. Jake LaMotta. Yeah, he wants to do the resurrection film. And I'm all for it, man. I want to see it. And of course, Kong does the chest thumping thing, which, I think is great. But at the same time, I know that that's not what gorillas sound like when they do it. And now we cut to the slideshow of him going home.
Mm,
What?
no, that the fact that she doesn't look for anybody else doesn't necessarily mean that she's waiting. She must be. That's it. That was no nobody else can match him. So why bother?
I'm a Christian. Yes, it is a true
Oh,
story.
sorry.
I was waiting for you to finish so I could read it. Yes, it is a true story as far as I believe it. Um, Historically, I'm an agnostic, and Jesus existed, and that shit was done to him. And it's just a matter of historical fact. And I know a lot of people go, "There's no proof." I'm like going, first of all, you had people that were alive at the time who gave testimony to it. So
And not only that, that procedure, what was done to him, it was standardized procedure. They have
yep,
handbooks on how to do that.
yep. So yeah, it happened. And historical Jesus, I think, was an amazing dude. And I've always said, even when I was devout, I said, if you pick up the good book, especially the King James, and you live your life based off of what's written in red, you will find yourself to be a better person, a better human being. So I've always stood by that. Oh, wait, Jake LaMotta was a boxer and also a self-pitying entertainer. Here's some true story for you. Jake and his wife Vicky went to see the picture Raging Bull at night. He asked her later, "Was I really like that?" Answer, "You were way, way worse."
Damn.
No, he was recorded historically. So he's a real fucking person. So you can sit there and try to deny his existence and you just look stupid. If you don't want to believe that he is holy and all that, that's your business. But don't sit there and get in my face and say that he didn't exist. He existed. And that shit was done to him. There are Roman records that they have on him. This dude was real. And he was a problem for certain religious zealots at the time. And they wanted him killed. It was really, if you look at it, it was a political move to get rid of him. And once you think about it politically, you go, oh, I get that. It was a problem. So, and I wouldn't mind doing Raging Bull sometime, but it's God, that's a depressing film. The performances in it, especially by Joe Pesci. Kathy Moriarty's good in it too. I mean, she's amazing playing his wife. And I'm going to say yes, De Niro's great in it, but for me, Pesci was the part that was great in that movie. Pesci as his brother is fucking amazing in that movie. And good luck counting the fuck words in that movie. Good luck. I'm sure somebody's done it with a little counter. There's a lot of F words in that movie. And that's funny that she would say that because I've always suspected that he was far worse than that. He really was an abusive dude. He didn't die all that long ago. When did he die? 2017. He died the same year as this movie, Kong. It's kind of a weird place to laugh, but I thought that was funny.
Nah.
And he died as he's lying in bed, he goes, Kong, Skull Island. They finally made a movie about me that really feels true. He thinks he's Kong. He was a beast in the ring, dude, and he could take a beating, like Rocky Balboa level beating. good God, his face would get so foobar. Man. But Kong, this movie, Skull Island, I really did like this movie a lot. And I liked that they mixed it in as a war film. Because the main character, one of the main characters, Sam Jackson's Preston Packard, he really does go to war with this fucking ape. Even though they shouldn't have.
No, they shouldn't. I mean, yeah, you can hurt him, but it's too big.
By the way, another member of the Kaiju film franchise is actress Millie Bobby Brown. And Anima was shocked when I told her she's British and played her an interview where she actually has almost lost her accent because she plays almost exclusively American characters.
But she needs her accent. If she's gonna be well, and I don't think so because Disney, they have their head into their butts a long way. But were she to do a version of Leia?
See, we just talked about this.
Yeah.
Anima and I did. I said because she wants to, and I'm like, they need to do that, Martin.
And remember that Leia, when she's pissed, he switches to British. Carrie said that she doesn't know why she does that, why she did that. It just happened. So she better keep her British accent.
Let's see if I can find a picture of her real quick. Because I know she did cosplay once as Leia, and I'm trying to find to see if it's in here. Yeah. This is why I don't like Brave search engine. But
Yeah,
Millie Bobby Brown is one of those actresses who really reminds one of basically Carrie Fisher.
Yeah.
Because she's not like fucking hot beautiful. She's gracefully beautiful. She's very pretty. And when I look at her face, her nose, the shape of her eyes, she really reminds me of Carrie Fisher when she was young, before she got ruined by cocaine and booze. What's this? Oh my God, the fucking Disney Plus, man. They're pretty much on the verge of selling out. Look, they're all in trouble. Netflix is in serious, serious trouble. Elon did some huge damage to them, but they did it to themselves. They keep wanting to use this woke shit and, do shit with children and put woke shit with children and on children's shows. And you're going to get caught doing that and shit's going to happen.
Yeah.
Parents don't like that shit. And the parents who do are abusive, in my opinion.
Yes, they are.
The parents that push that ideology, a lot of Hollywood actors, like what are the odds so many Hollywood actors have trans kids? That is literally impossible. But they're doing it, and they're the ones doing it. It's not the kids. It's the parents doing it.
They're using their kids like Paris Hilton uses her Chihuahua.
What's that, new Blighty? I don't know what that means, buddy.
Neither do I.
Oh, damn right. Bloody well right. What was that? Who did that song? It was from Breakfast in America, wasn't it?
I don't know. Oh, did you see that apparently Amazon restored the guns on James Bond?
Hold on. Supertramp, and the song is Bloody Well Right. That's their song, isn't it?
Don't know.
Yes, Supertramp, Bloody Well Right, 1974. It's on the B side of Dreamer, which is a great song too. But I think Bloody Well Right should have been on the A side of its own. I thought it was a great song.
Whoop. We lost Anima.
I messaged her, see what's going on, see if she lost internet. So, man, we're almost doing sort of a show here, just talking about Hollywood. But Supertramp is like one of my favorite rock bands from my childhood. I fucking love that song, Bloody Well Right. Yep, Wi-Fi died. She just messaged me. What the hell has happened to the Disney brand? Man, they destroyed it. I don't know if I got to be honest. I don't know if Disney can recover from what's been done because they've destroyed trust.
Yep.
That's the thing people don't understand when you do shit like this. If you lose somebody's trust, you never get it back. Next to never. It's hard to get people's trust back. And Disney destroyed the trust of its parental audience. Netflix has lost it too with their children programming. And I heard that they've lost close to $1 billion now. They've lost over 60%, 70%, right in between 60 and 70%. That's like, imagine a ship losing 60 to 70% of its crew. That ship's in trouble. Well, Godzilla is one of the very, 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 very few things I can enjoy. Maybe Legendary do certain things with it, but it is enjoyable. Now, I love all the Kaiju films they've done through the Monsterverse. I think they did a terrific job. I just think that the woke people started coming in around 2020 and they infiltrated the Godzilla films. And clearly you can see that with Godzilla X Kong with the color choices. They changed his the color of his atomic breath to lavender. It's got all these completely gay colors in it. And these are colors that are touted by the LGBTQ at the time. And so I don't think they can survive what they've done, some of these studios. Warner Brothers on the verge of being sold. It's in financial trouble. You know, I was so happy with Zaslav, and then he made terrible decisions, putting Gunn and Saffron in charge of DC. And I literally just threw my headset down and walked away from the computer when I learned that. I'm like, this is the dumbest decision in the history of decisions, putting those two fucking people in charge of DC. You need somebody like Chuck Dixon or Mike Barron in charge of IPs at clean up that fucking show. But they didn't clean up anything. We got a few good films, but by the time we got to Godzilla versus Kong, you started seeing some of the woke elements bleeding into it, and then it really went overboard with this film. And I got to tell you, the human story in this, unnecessary. I just felt like it was just completely not needed at all because it was so badly written. It was all comedy. You know, you didn't care about anybody. Don't care about a single human character in this, not one. Cared about him in the previous movie still, but they ended up cutting out an hour, a full hour of the human story. When they released that film, director, you know, because he doesn't want to step on anybody's toes, you know, said, well, I chose to take those out. No, he didn't. He shot those scenes. So that's bullshit when you hear a director say that. They're doing it to save face. Where's my Batwoman movie? World Blighty symbolizes the Union Jack. Well, I like the Union Jack. Yeah, Disney brand is not only damaged, but again, these studios build a trust, especially Disney relies on that trust. And when you destroy the trust, that's the bond between you and the parents that support what you're doing. When you lose their trust, you've done something bad. And Disney has the wrong people in charge to even recognize that they've done something wrong. They're that stupid. New Empire. I just remember the girl in Kong. I forgot all of the other characters. It's just, this is where you get running Godzilla too, which was really fucking weird to see him running. Like
Well-
a director off camera telling Godzilla, you need to get there. You need to go fast. No, faster. Even faster. It's like, what the fuck are you doing? Do you know how to direct Godzilla? The director didn't know how to direct Godzilla. And it had him fucking running like a track runner in it.
Run like Cruise, run like Tom Cruise. Well, it's better than the scene in which Godzilla slides on the tip of his tail. Remember that scene?
Yeah. So there's so many things. I want to show you this first, and then I'll go find something else to look at here. There it is. Ugh. All right, do you want to add it?
Okie dokie.
This is what it sounds like when a gorilla pounds its chest. And it's funny as hell. That's it. Not impressive. But I'll tell you now, if a gorilla did that near me, I'd shut the fuck up and sit down. I am hoping so, CJ, that we're going to see a drastic return to Godzilla being Godzilla and Kong being Kong and get rid of that purple fucking atomic breath. I will tolerate the green blood because I know they want to keep that PG-13. But they need to fucking put Godzilla back to being Godzilla. Not only that, there's also air pockets in their chest that they inflate when they do it, so it adds to it. Get the fucking paint shit out of there. Space Godzilla is going to be fun. Yeah, the purple atomic breath was stupid. I got to be honest, even after he got extra charged, I don't like the glowing eyes thing. I prefer Godzilla's throat and breath glowing. Like his throat will glow. He's got gills. People forget that Godzilla has gills. But anyway, I am looking forward to seeing that first trailer. What's this? Netflix is another channel I don't approve of. Right wing is superlative. I have to give it.
Netflix is not right wing at all.
Yeah, they're extremely left wing.
Oh, I don't know if you heard me, but apparently Amazon restored the guns on on the Bond posters.
Yeah, let's go check that out.
I mean, it's time the entertainers learn and listen to what their public or potential clients want.
Yeah, here it is. Amazon quietly scrubs gunless James Bond posters after fan backlash. Fucking idiots. But they don't show me the image, so let's see. Are there any images showing the guns back in their hands? Can you find the link? Because I'm not finding it in my search.
And what I found was I think it was a Doomcock video. Let me open here. Google.com.
Another news story. Again, showing the gunless image, but not the new one, the updated, putting the guns back in. Yeah, you've got a fucking agent that's not only an assassin, he's an operative who has a license to kill. You know, he's a 00. There's only 9 of them. And, well, according to Ian, there's only 9 of them.
I think there are 10.
No, there's 000 all the way up to 9. So yeah, I guess that would be 10 if you include the 0. And Bond
Okay,
is 007.
I can find an image. Only I can see is before and after images. Let me try to open Amazon Prime. Da-da. Today, Junior. Where is it? Very dirty. I have to watch that yet.
I'm wanting to watch it because we're going to do a tribute to all of the movies based off of the guy's work. Amazon Prime Video has removed. I want to see the images of the guns back in their hands.
Well, I'm seeing the collection of the Bond collection, and in the thumbnails, mostly are scenes, snapshot of scenes in which he doesn't have a gun, except for no, there's not one thumbnail with him holding a gun, but at least they are not erasing it from the. They just took pictures in which there is no guns involved.
Oh,
That's
that's
better.
what they did.
That's better.
But that we want to see Bond with a gun because that's the classic look of Bond. He's always got a gun. Whoever thought taking the guns out of Bond's posters needs to be put in a loony bin, that's so insane. You just described the entirety of the left.
But here's the thing: when Spielberg did that on ET, everybody was nuts, and he went on. He had to apologize and restore the movie. After that, are you still gonna try to do
Wait
the
a minute,
same
what are you
thing?
talking about?
You remember
Restore
when
what?
when Spielberg when
Oh
Spielberg
yeah, in
removed-
fact, I just watched an interview with him about that this morning.
Yeah.
And Spielberg regretted that he did that. He's like, I made a huge mistake doing that.
Yep.
Just, you know, the movie was a product of its time, and I need to stop doing that. And I restored it in the final
Yeah.
cut. So I'm like, thank you, you dumb motherfucker.
So after that kerfuffle, they still try to do it again. What the hell?
For who?
For Bond.
Oh, that's not the same people though, but yeah. It's the same idea, scrubbing the guns
Yeah.
from an assassin. A franchise built on a guy killing people. So anyway, let's wrap this shit up. I've got to do a show tonight, so I'm going to need to get some rest between. That's right. We're going to be doing a show tonight over on KGRA. And basically, I don't even know. I forgot what we're talking about. I'm supposed to do some reading, and I got to do that before the show.
Something aliens.
Yeah. So I wish we'd do more stuff on the paranormal, because I'm also fascinated with that. But we always focus mostly on the shit going on with ufology. Oh well. Is what it is, man. So we're gonna get the hell out of here. Hey Joe. So we're getting out of here, guys. I want to thank everybody for popping in today. Snorty, Gambit, Slasher, Fred, Wade, Comic Relief Crusader, our buddy Mike, CJ Prime, and Penny. Of course, Anima dropped in, as well as Joe in the chat. So it's good to see all you guys. Hope everybody has a good Monday. We are going to get going, and we will see you guys later. So bye now.
Bye.